Yo.
What it do? What it do?
Hey, B, man, fresh off your retirement announcement yesterday, man.
Yeah.
Man, once again, man, huge congrats to an amazing 14-year career, man. How did it feel? I know you already, made that decision, but I guess letting the world know, man. How did that feel yesterday?
Man, it felt good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you knew about it. A couple of my, immediate family, close friends knew about it. But like you said, man, being able just to tell the world what it was, just put that chapter behind me, man. So felt good though, man. Got a lot of love, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, deserved much deserved, man. So coming into the league, did you? And I know everybody wants to come in and have a long career and go to the Hall of Fame and be a Pro Bowl and win a Super Bowl, all these different things. What was your, because I know coming in for me, I'm like, man, I want to come in, I want to get 10. Like if I come in, I get a 10-year, and if like that's good. Like, what was your long-term goal coming in, or did you even have one?
Man, honestly, bro, I ain't have one. It was make the team, bro. Like you know what I mean? 6th round, it was just, make the team, bro. Make the team. And just do whatever you can do to get you a spot on the mob. And then once I was able to get that starting role, it was like, okay, well, let me get to a second contract. And then once I got to that second contract, it was 10 years for me. You know what I mean? And I felt as though anything after 10 years was a plus. So, I think that was kind of my mindset. That was my goal coming in too. And, 14 years later, man, it's just been a blessing.
14 years, man. I'm gonna put you on the spot, man. I need you to give me like 3 moments and throughout your should not even just college or pro, where it's like, man, like moments that stand out, I guess, more than others. But like, whether it's a play, a game, obviously you won a Super Bowl, you lost the Super Bowl, so you've been on both ends of that spectrum. So what are like those moments that really stand out the most in your throughout your illustrious career?
Man, I would have to say I would go back to college, right? My freshman year, I played sparingly toward the end of the year. Going into my sophomore year, I still wasn't starting. So we go to Texas Southern. First game of the year, my guy B. Johnson, he's starting strong safety. He pulls his hamstring like a minute left, go to halftime. AB, you going in, right? So that second half, I had 10 tackles.
In the second half.
That next game, we're back at Howard and we're playing Hampton, our rival. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, growing Newport News, I was right up the road. And that game right there was like, that was one of my best games ever. I had 13 tackles, 3 fumble recoveries, a touchdown. It was like one of them days, it was just like, well, damn, like I can do this. You know what I'm saying? So that game kind of like is one of them games that I kind of stamps like one of my best games ever. And obviously, winning the Super Bowl, that was a big moment in
rookie
my
year too. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a huge moment in my career. And then I would say to give it a third, I would say the Super Bowl loss. I think that was a big time day in my career. You know what I mean? Being that I was on the other side.
That was my rookie year.
Yeah, so being that I was on the other side, a few years prior, and wondering in my head, like, how was it for that losing team to make it that far and to lose? And then when we got there, and played the Saints, man, and with that onside kick and with the interception and, being out there on the field, that confetti dropping and shit, man, that shit was the worst, one of the worst feelings ever in football. You know what I mean? So I would say those kind of the 3 top moments of my football career.
Yeah, man. Dang, boy. That's crazy. Well, man, congratulations again, man. I'm sure you'll be getting more love going forward. Like I said, deservedly so, man, especially from Colts Nation. already was in the you had already in the what is it, the Ring of Honor? I remember your banner already up in the like in the mill room. What was that?
Nah, that was just it was something that they did, you know what I mean, as far as like some of the past and current players or whatever that they felt as though had an impact on the organization. They put them in the mill room or whatever. But as far as the Ring of Honor, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed on that, man. I would love to.
That blue jacket coming soon.
Man, I hope so. I hope
that
so.
Blue jacket coming soon, man. Colts, Niners, Cardinals, Giants, man. Hats off to an amazing career once again, man. 14 years.
Appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely, man. But let's jump into it, man. A lot going on around the NFL. What you want to jump into first?
Man, D. Watson, man. Let's jump into it, man. Let's talk about it, man. A lot of talk. He might be requesting a trade. I know I seen you a lot. I seen you on social media, like, man, the team can't give up enough for
that's a
for
fact.
D. Watson, for Houston to give up D. Watson. And then a lot of conversation about, I guess the upper management told him that, he'll be in the room when they would, have those talks with those possible GMs and things of that nature, and it didn't happen that way, so he's upset. You think he has a right to feel that way?
I mean, like you said, they told him, I don't know if they necessarily say he'll be in the room, but they told him he'll have some input in the decisions that are made. And with them telling them that, like, I mean, you got to follow through. You know what I mean? And, it's been some history with that, some questionable history with that organization, with players and some statements that have been made by ownership, with the prisoners running the jail and stuff like that. So on this side of it, with him being a franchise quarterback, and we know you can say what you want, it's a player, and players, they have their role, and management and coaches, they have their role, but he is, a rarity. Like he's an elite talent in his prime, and if you give him your word, basically, like, hey, you're gonna be a part of this process going forward, and then you backtrack on that and don't hold up your end of that, that's obviously gonna cause some fracture, and I don't understand it from their standpoint. Now, if they never told him that and they just went on about their business and never consulted him, that's one thing. I couldn't really feel a certain way about that, but with you telling him that and then not doing it, and now the reports are coming out that he was basically vouching for Eric Bieniemy. And like I said, that's the thing where you say, all right, we're going to bring him in. We're going to give him a shot. We're going to have him in, but you don't even have him on your interview list.
Yeah, that's wild.
Come on. That's crazy. That's almost like going above and beyond to, go against your guy. That's your guy. And then it's on the heels of, I don't know if you saw that video of J.J. Watt and him walking off the field after the last game, and J.J. basically saying, like, man, I feel bad for you, man. We basically wasted a year. Mm-hmm. We should have 11 wins this year, blah, blah, blah. So I definitely feel him. He definitely should feel some type of way. What you think?
Nah, I'm with you. I'm with you. With them telling Deshaun that, look, we'll sit down and we will talk with you and try to see where your head's at as far as who you value. And like you said, for them not to even consider that, it's tough. And then again, a big thing as far as, and you kind of really just hit it on the head, where players, you got to play your role, upper management play your role. Obviously, Deshaun, he's not going to be the shot caller. He's not going to be the guy that has the last say. But I think it speaks volume of the organization and where the organization, where they stand at the moment. You know what I mean? Just as far as organizational wise, and really not being on the same page. And 9 times out of 10, you want to be on the same page with your franchise leader. So
yeah, got to be on the same page there, man. But as they just hired their GM, and we talked about it our last recording on Wednesday. They just hired Nick Caserio from New England, and before he's a week on the job, you already got your reports. Adam Schefter and all these people coming out with detailed reports about the fracture between the franchise quarterback and the franchise. There's been rumors saying that they haven't been able to get in contact with Deshaun. So your first week on the job as a GM, Like, how do you handle that? How do you approach that? Because I definitely have, my thoughts on it.
Hey, Deshaun, man. Hey, where you at? Hey, either I'm flying to you, or I'm gonna get you a flight, man. We need to sit down and talk. You know what I mean? I think that's what you got to do as a GM, because you don't want to start your job off with your franchise player feeling a certain type of way. So whatever he got to do to get in front of Deshaun and have him feel comfortable of his vision, I think that's the first thing as a new GM, first week on the job. That's what you got to do. What you gonna do?
Yeah, I agree. Got to try to get him on the phone. Got to try to have a face-to-face if you can. Hey, man, when you get back to Houston, wherever, hey, let's have a Zoom. For sure, we've been Zooming for a year now. Let's have a Zoom call. Let's, I'm not sure the conversations that took place before I got here. Now I'm here. We can talk about these different head coaching candidates. And like I said, not to say, whatever Deshaun says goes, but you have to understand it's a hierarchy. It's a different hierarchy, and it depends on what the situation is on that team. It's a different situation in New England. You got Bill Belichick, who's the head coach, who's the GM, who's won multiple championships over the years, and now you got a first-year GM, and you got a franchise quarterback that's already in place, locked up contract-wise. So really, in that situation, I would believe Deshaun will have more leverage. After the owner, he's the most important piece in that building. So got to get on the same page, man. Hey, man, this is what it is. Let's talk. Let's talk about these coaching candidates. What's your vision? What do you want out of a coach? What do you think this team needs? Blah, blah, blah. And just get on that same page and try to hash it out. Because ultimately, I don't think he goes anywhere at the end of the day. So I don't want a begrudge quarterback in the building. So we try to make him happy as possible. I don't think it's enough assets out there that a team could give up. You saw Jamal Adams. He required two first round picks plus a player, a starter, plus another pick. Jalen Ramsey, same thing. So you look at Deshaun, you're looking at 4 or 5 first rounders, and I just don't see it happening. I don't see a guy getting traded 25 years old, locked up for 4 more years. So you just got to smooth that out as best as possible. I don't think Deshaun ends up going anywhere. I think Nick just got to find a way to work it out, man.
I think Nick will, you know what I mean? And like you said, our last recording, you kind of went down all the roads that he was in when he was in New England. Yep. So obviously being close to the players, he understands that relationship, and he understands that relationship is very important. So I'm pretty sure they'll get it smoothed out, man. I'm pretty sure Deshaun is feel a certain type of way, as he should, and I think I will feel the same type of way. But I think they'll get it. I think they'll get it done. They'll smooth it out
for sure. And I've been seeing reports, man. Actually, I was on PFF's show last night on Sirius XM. Yeah, Solomon Wilcox and George for PFF, and it was like George asked, "Hey man, what if the Jaguars gave him the first?" I said, "Look, man, nowhere in hell. Even if they do trade him, they not trading him to anybody in the division. So Jaguar fans, Colts fans, it ain't happening. No chance in hell. I think it's a 0.01% he's moved anyway, and it's a 0.00000% chance you trade him within the division. That ain't happening, bro.
Yeah. Now, if if Bill was there, you might have a chance.
If Bill was where? Oh, Billy O.
If Billy O was still in Houston, you might have a chance.
Hey, Billy O, you might be able to get him for the stimmy.
Stimmy, right? Hey, Billy O was like, man, Billy O probably already knew he was out of there. He's like, man, this whole franchise, man, I'm about to put under the ground.
That's crazy, man. But yeah, man, I don't see him moving, man. I think at the end of the day, it's gonna be much do about nothing. But it should be, I guess, not a warning, but other franchises should definitely pay attention to to situations like this, because players are more, I guess, aware of their power, value, and when it comes to these organizations. So you got as an organization, you got to move differently. You know what I mean? It is a business. But it's a different type of business. It's a sports business, a football business. So you got to know how to move, man. And just if you tell me something, just follow up on that, man. Just be a man of your word. It's simple as that. It's simple as that.
And then I think a lot of times, man, and I'm pretty sure you've seen it. My time in the league, man, I think that's the most important things guys respect. Like whether it's good or bad, something I don't want to hear. Yo, at the end of the day, I'm a grown man. Just
grown ass man.
Be a man of your word. Give it to me 100. Don't beat around the bush. Keep it straightforward. And I think a lot of relationships could be a whole lot better, even business wise, as far as contract talks and all that. We understand that it's negotiations or whatever. But if you can be straightforward and we can be on the same page, man, that's good business. You know what I mean, you can't
great business.
That's great business, and you can't substitute great business.
That's a fact, man, and I agree with that. I echo those sentiments. Definitely, my time in the league, same thing you deal with, and even college. You go back to college, and I feel like some coaches, some people in the front office, they just don't know how to have that type of engagement, that interaction. They don't know how to have that kind of how players have it all the time. And players, the coaches, like position coaches, I feel like have the most honest conversations. I would say.
Yeah.
But once you go to coordinators and head coaches and general managers and things, that's when it's a lot of bullshit and you got to read between the lines and this and that. And it's like, instead of like, hey, Antoine, like this is what we're thinking right now. This is where we see you at right now. This is where we see us. You know what I mean? Just have that conversation. And Grigson getting knocked on a lot. But one thing, and I can say a lot of good things about Grigson, some bad things, but one good thing I could definitely say about him is he's kept it 100 with me. I can't speak for anybody else, but even when he signed me, I got cut by the Patriots, and then I had some stuff going on in Carolina, got cut by them, and some guys were banged up on the Colts. I think Vontae was hurt, Justin King was hurt, Powers was hurt, and he brought me in. And he was like, hey, I was high on you coming out of the draft, but this is your third shot, and we got some guys banged up. So, if you don't make it this time around, like this may be your last shot in the league. I'm just keep it a buck with you.
Yeah.
Like, shit, I appreciate that. And throughout that career, I ended up spending 6 years there, but throughout our time there, and same thing with Chris Ballard when he came in, when he moved on, when he drafted in the league, when we moved on, like we had honest, real conversation. I always appreciate that because grown man, we know what the business is. We know how this thing chew you up and spit it out, pause. But it is what it is. Just keep it real with us, man.
Nah, that's real, because I had a similar conversation when I was in San Fran. And John Lynch had just got the GM job. And I think from his side, his viewpoint, being a former player, he understood the situation that I was in. So he called me in. We had a long talk, like an hour and a half talk, just talking some real stuff, talking football. And eventually, I asked for my release, and he kept it a buck. He said, look, I'll grant you your release. And he was like, and it's just some real shit. He was like, if you don't like what happens in the off season or when you hit the free agent market, the door's open. You can come back here to San Fran. I'm like, yo, that's some of the realest. That's some of the realest shit that I've ever heard. You know what I mean? I'm gonna grant you release, but if you don't like what's on the other side, hey, look, we open to bring you
door's
back.
Still over, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I salute the people that can keep it a buck, keep it 100, and keep it straightforward, man. So
yeah. And the guys that have that experience in and around the locker room, typically can have those type of conversations. The Belichicks, the Vrabels, the Chris Ballard, former coach, former player, Nick Caserio, former coach, former player. So when you have that, and a lot of these guys that are calling the shots, they may be MBAs or different things in different businesses, but that's a whole different beast when you get into there, man. But we'll see, man. I think ultimately they work it out. They damn near have to.
But, shout out Chris Ballard too, man. He shot me a text yesterday, man. Never met him before, never talked to him before. But shot me a text yesterday, man. And I appreciated that. You know what I mean? Because obviously from you, Mathis, Weeze, speak highly of him. You know what I mean? So for him to reach out, and we've never crossed paths. I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, solid dude, Chris, solid, man.
Yeah.
Let's get into these matchups, man. Big week.
Let's do it.
Super wild card, man. We open up the Colts. We open up, man, with a tough one. We got the Bills on the road. Colts at the Bills. Bills are 6.5-point favorite right now.
Who you got? Who you got?
I'm trying to tiptoe to it, man.
Right. So before you ask me, I'm gonna ask you, put you on the spot. Who you got?
Hey, man. It's gonna be a tough one. You know, you got Diggs banged up. You got Beasley banged up. You don't think
ain't nobody trying to hear none of that shit, man.
You think they're gonna be out there?
Yeah, they're definitely gonna be out there.
But you know, I gotta stick to my guns though. I've said for a month now that the Bills, you know, they the hottest looking team right now, man. Going into this thing, I even like them over as a favorite coming out of AFC over the Chiefs. So I gotta stick with it, man. I gotta stick with that. The Colts definitely have a shot, though. Definitely have a good chance to win. They're definitely built to compete and beat any team in the league, Chiefs, Bills included. Play great defense. You got Phillip playing well, especially these last 4 or 5 weeks, along with Jonathan Taylor, who's been running crazy. So they definitely got a chance. This 6.5-point spread, I don't think the Bills cover that. I don't think it's a chance in hell they cover the spread. But I get the Bills the edge, man. Home field, like I said, quarterbacks playing hot, teams playing well, man. Defense playing well. Who you got, man?
Yeah, I'm going, man. Upset. Colts, man. Colts win.
Colts winning on the road.
Colts winning on the road, man. They're gonna stick to their formula. They see what's working for them. They're gonna feed the young boy, let him run the rock, eat the clock up, time of possession. It's gonna lean to the Colts. They're gonna keep Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and company on the sideline. And defense gonna come out on board. I'm pretty sure they're hearing all of that. They're hearing all the Josh Allen talk. They're hearing all the Stephon Diggs talk. And I'm pretty sure they're up for this challenge. So I feel as though the Colts defense, they will come out and play well. I think the front four is going to get to Josh Allen. Rush lane's got to be on point because Josh Allen can beat you with his legs. So the rush lane's got to be important. They got to be intact.
We out here, cuz.
Hey, for the shoe, baby, I'm going with the Colts, man.
All right, man. Hey, you know, like we spoke about Diggs. The thing we got on our side, we got Xavier Rhodes, who's very familiar with Diggs, obviously. Played a long time together in Minnesota. So when he's on the outside, I would imagine that they will follow Diggs' playoff game. And then when he goes in that slot, we got man-to-man alum Kenny Moore, one of the best slot defenders in the league. And then we got that pass rush for the Colts to win. I think the Colts can win it. Like I said, it'd be a definite close game toss-up.
You heard it here.
Slight edge to Buffalo, but we got the pass rush. It's going to be about can our offense go score for them? Can our offense score touchdowns when we get in the red zones, man? We cannot kick field goals against this offense, man. So keep feeding Taylor. Protect that O-line. It's a little banged up. Colts got a great shot, man.
Hey.
For the shoe.
For the shoe, baby. Get back here on Monday, man. We're gonna be talking about that.
That's a fact. Overreaction Monday, first one of the playoffs. Gonna be
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Next game, man. We got the Rams at the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
You got the Hawks?
Yeah, I got the Hawks, man. Not sure what's up with Goff. Not been getting a lot of the first team reps.
That's dumb, man.
It's just tough. It's tough playing that quarterback position, man. I'm gonna just go with the Seahawks. End of the year, their defense started to play well, started to gel together, and obviously, man, with Russell Wilson back there, controlling the show, man. I feel as though they're gonna pull it off, man. So I got the Seahawks on that one.
Got to get his shit together, man. Russ got to get. They got to get back. Let me see just watching them. Hell, man, they got to get back right, man, on that offensive side. The defense is playing better. The Rams defense is phenomenal. So if Goff does play and they can put up, that's dumb, no, man. I'm going with the Hawks too, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Hawks. So now
I'm gonna go with the Hawks. I trust Russell Wilson more than I trust a healthy golf. Damn sure more than I trust a banged up golf. I think obviously I think the Rams defense is better. We always talk about defense, run game in the playoffs. I think their defense is better. Jamal Adams said he's gonna play. I know you said you spoke on your experience with that injury, that AC sprain, and how real that shit is.
That's real.
So we'll see if he's himself. But if that defense can hold up and play well, especially if it's not golf out there, I got to take the Seahawks. And it's only a 3-point spread in that game.
Yeah,
Seahawks are only favored by 3.
It's gonna be a tough game anyway. You know, another divisional opponents. They know each other well. So it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one. And I'm saying that today on Friday. Tonight my pick might change in this game.
Hey man, so I'm taking the Seahawks and I'm gonna take them to cover that 3 points.
Okay,
that's what it is right now. So I'm taking the Hawks to win by more than a field goal. But Russell, man, come on, show me something. Be Mr. Unlimited, please. You looking slightly limited right now, guys.
You think? Yeah, you looking suspect.
I wouldn't say quite suspect, but he not looking like he was cooking.
Beginning of the year.
Gas. Cooking with gas. Oh, yeah, that was the one right there.
What's that, Red Bull?
Yes. Yeah, man. I thought this the last free episode I'm giving Red Bull. So after this, I might have to switch it up and try something else.
Bruh.
They ain't hit me back about the sponsorship yet.
Speaking of energy drinks, bro. Man, my first couple of years, man, we used to take a shot of this shit called Red Line. You ever had that?
Oh man, I don't rock that.
I think they ended up banning that in the league or taking it off the shelf. Yo, that Red Line with a two-door shot, bruh.
That's the one. That was the cocktail. That was the combo right there. So what was your throughout your league, throughout your career? Because you played. I know when you first came, ain't no telling what the hell y'all was taking pregame. And then as you got older in the league, I guess whatever you comfortable speaking of, what was your pregame routine getting ready for the game? I had some different ones.
So coming into the league, my routine was I always had to call Mom Dukes before we left out to hit the tunnel. I called Mom Dukes, but it was a cold tub, hot tub contrast. I kept that throughout my 14 years. And then Toro shot the night prior of the game, and then Toro shot
the night before.
Yeah.
Ooh, you had the double 20.
Yeah, and then
that's how you play 14.
And then we will hit the red lines. But with the red line, the bottle was like this. It would say about like this, but we only took a cap full.
Mm-hmm.
We only took a cap full, and bruh, shit, like
you took another one. You took another cap full at halftime.
Depending on how I was feeling. But 9 times out of 10, I didn't. You talking about running through a wall, man? That was love. But then I think that was that red line probably lasted a couple years. And then after that, it was just Toro. But then once I got to San Fran, I stopped taking Toro. Toro. So I would say my last 6 years in the league, it was no Toro.
Was that when they started making us sign the waivers and shit?
I want to say it was a little bit before that.
Okay.
It was a little bit before that.
I remember that.
Yeah, my last 6 years though, it was just all adrenaline. And that was it. How about you?
Well, when I first came into the league, like you see movies and you hear stuff, but it was nothing like that first preseason game. Matter of fact, it wasn't even a real game. Preseason game, I go, back in the training room to get tape and shit, and I just see cats coming in, lining up, pulling their cheek out, pulling their cheek out. Doctor like, hit him in the boom. Okay, I'm like, you must be hurt. You must be dealing with something. Boom, coming in. Coaches coming in there, Come on, poke me up. So I'm like, yo,
Hey,
this shit, wow. I'm
wow.
like, nah, I'm good on that. So I didn't get a Toradol shot my first few years in the league. And then I forgot what I was playing. I had some type of injury that I needed something to get me right for the game. So I was taking the Toradol pills.
Yeah.
And the Toradol pills, like, they hit, but this is my first experience with it, but they don't hit the same.
Yeah.
And it take like a while for it to get in your system. Like that Toradol, that shot, like you good in probably 10, 15. So so I'm taking the pills, and then I kind of was like, man, as you get up, you start to play, start feeling bumps and bruises a little different. So then probably like year 4 is when I started taking the shot. And then as I, got more, I started doing different things. I would get like on Fridays, I would get like an IV with all the vitamins and the magnesium and stuff like that.
Shit, Dr. P used to come to the crib. We used to be up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Used to get us right. So you get all that. Then I had to get in a regimen and see my MAT, get an ART, get Cairo, straight, all that different stuff. And then on game day, got the torty, had to have the torty, and then one of my teammates, I will say his name, but because he got some red flags, so I was probably taking it might have been illegal, but he used to whip some concoction up. I ain't even.
I already know who you talking about. Man, I already know what you talking about.
He used to shake, had that thing shook up, and that thing would be damn near bubbling. Bruh. Man, the first time I took that joint, bro, and I was ready to
was it at so I seen somebody take some of that at practice and bugged out.
I already know you talking about.
And bugged out.
It was the same shit.
The same shit. I'm like, yo, y'all can't do that shit. Like my man been doing that forever. You can't like y'all just can't jump out the motherfucking woodworks and be like, yo, let me hit that. Like shit.
Yo. Hey man, but that was that. I forgot what he used to call it, but that was the one. But so yeah, you go and then I went and getting B12 shots and but you do whatever you got to do to get right, to go in that game, and have that perform at your highest level. But yeah, everybody do different. Everybody go through their different things. Sometimes switch up. Sometimes you stick with your routine. But yeah, man.
Good times.
Great times. Let's get back to these games, man. By the way, you listening to this episode, at the end of this episode, we're gonna have a great interview with Terry McLaurin, Washington football team, standout receiver, captain as a second-year receiver, which you don't see much in this league. Very respected by his teammates, very respected around the league. Yeah. I know you played against him last year as a rookie. So we got that interview with him at the end of this, in the recorded episode that'll come out tonight. But next game,
Indiana native.
Indiana native. What do you want, the Pike, right?
Nah. He said he stayed around Pike. I forgot what he said. What high school he said he went to.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, the next game, Washington football team. Well, it's the Bucks at the Washington football team, man. I know you came in this season very, very high on the Bucks. Yeah. Kind of had some ups and downs, ended the season real strong. Tom Brady breaking all the, Tampa records and stuff like that. 21st year in the league. First year going into the playoffs as a wild card.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. So he's going on the road to the Washington football team. How you feel like they're our favorite on the road by 7.5. How you think this game is going to turn out?
So I think a lot of people think Tampa Bay is going to go in there and walk over these cats, and I don't see that happening. I have them winning. I have them winning, but one thing we do know that Tom doesn't like people at his feet. Another thing we know is that front four that the Washington football team has is good, and they're gonna be rushing the quarterback.
Best in the league.
So I think this game is gonna be a lot closer than what people think. If I got a bet on it, I'm definitely going with Tom Brady and the Bucks. But I think it's gonna be a good game. I think Washington gonna go out there, fly around. I think the defense is gonna play really well. Now, as far as the quarterback situation, is Alex Smith starting?
Supposed to be starting. They said that they may possibly rotate or something like that, which makes me question his health.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but he's supposed to be playing.
Yeah. So we'll see. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Tampa, but it's gonna be closer than what people think.
I agree. Like you said, it's a 7.5 point spread. Tampa's weight on the road. So if I'm betting on this against the spread, I'm gonna bet on the Washington football team to cover that 7.5 points. They got a chance to win it. You heard BA came out and it was like, this is a different football team. You can't look at their overall record. It's a different football team when Alex Smith plays. I think they're 4-1 +3 in the turnover margin, which me and you know that turnover margin is damn near everything when it comes to winning or losing ball games. So Alex Smith, we know he takes care of the ball. If he can take care of the ball, and this is the recipe to beat Tom Brady in the playoffs, is having some great pass rushers up front that you can just get after him with 4. And Washington, they have 4 or 5 first rounders up there rushing the passer. So it's gonna be interesting if they get after him early and often and hit him. I'm taking the Bucs to win too, though. I saw Mike Evans jogging on the sideline in practice. So I know if I was ever jogging on the sideline before a playoff game, I'm playing. I don't know what capacity or how many plays, but I know I'm playing if I can jog at practice. So I expect him to be out there. Even if he's not, I'll still take Tampa to win the game, but I like the football team to cover this 7.5 point spread. But like you said, I'm on the same page as you, man. It's gonna be a better game than most people expect.
Yeah.
Most people expect, man. Next game, got another road favorite. Baltimore Ravens going to see the Tennessee Titans. Titans, who you picked a while ago to win the AFC South. They did. Barely beating the Texans in week 17 in overtime. We've also spoke about the Baltimore Ravens being one of the hottest teams coming into the playoffs, probably the best team coming out of that AFC North that's in the playoffs, at least that we think. How you think this is going to turn out? Ravens are favored by 3 points.
I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens. I think they have momentum on their side. Again, I think it's going to be a tough game. Derrick Henry, obviously, with that run game, Baltimore got to be able to do something with that. But Lamar Jackson, man, he's on fire right now, and I feel as though he feels that. I think the team's going to feed off of that. I think Lamar's going to get his first playoff win, and I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Ravens, man.
Damn, yeah, Lamar got to get that monkey off his back, man.
Got to. He'll do it this weekend.
Yeah, facts, and I think it's an unfair, that he already has this notion that he can't play in big games because he's played and won a bunch of big games already in his early career. This is only his second full year starting, and his first full year starting, he won the MVP. Very young cat, was younger than the number 1 overall pick with Joe Burrow coming into this season. So very young. I think he goes against this win as well. I like the Titans as a football team. Like you said, very physical on the offensive side, handing that ball to Derrick Henry. You saw them get all the way to the AFC Championship with Tannehill throwing for 75 and 80 yards in the playoffs last year. The Ravens added Calais up on their front, and this is why you bring a guy like Calais Campbell in. This is why you draft, Queen in the first round. This is why you got to be able to stop the run in the playoffs. And, that's going to be the Titans recipe. And I think they'll figure it out, and I think they'll do that. I think Lamar on the offensive side, when they had the ball, he's going to take as much control of this game as possible. He'll probably run for 100 yards. So it's gonna be a fun. I think this is gonna be a fun game to watch, though, man. Titans always gonna make it interesting. I'm taking the Ravens, and I'm taking the Ravens to cover on the road, 3 points. So Ravens -3. I'm going with it. I'm rocking with it.
Okay. What I can say this weekend, man, it's gonna be some good games, man. It's gonna be some hell of a games, man. Yeah, great games. So definitely gotta be locked in.
Next one, and I know you spoke on this one. You spoke on the best player on the Bears team, Khalil Mack. I know you saw his statement. I didn't see his statements. What did he come out and say?
He just said, "Yeah, Bears are the Saints."
I'm sorry. Is this Bears at the Saints or Saints at the Bears?
Should be at the. I thought it'd be at this, but anyway, Khalil Mack came out and said he he feels as though they're being disrespected. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's for him and his troops to get rallied up or what. But at the end of the day, your record is what your record is. We spoke about money making Mitch and the way he's been playing down the stretch.
Mitch.
And we also talked about that caliber of defense that the Chicago Bears have. They have a championship style defense. So again, this is a new season. Anything can happen, but in this game,
spread. It's the Saints now. Saints at home. Bears at Saints. Saints 9.5 point spread.
I think I'm gonna go with the Saints, but I'm not even on the spreads and shit. But I don't think the Saints cover that.
You don't think they win by 10?
Nah.
I gotta agree with you. Yeah, that defense, they got a mob on defense, man. Yeah. I like, and the Saints defense been playing well too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Saints to win though. I'm with you. You picked the Saints to win as well, right?
Nah, yeah, for sure.
All right, yeah. So Bears at Saints. I'm taking the Saints to win the game. Khalil Mack. Of course, you get the disrespect. You got Mitch Trubisky as your quarterback, man. Nope. Everybody in the league and around the league respects Khalil Mack.
Money making Mitch, baby.
Hey, if you respect the defense, I don't think everybody around the league respects Mitch Trubisky, and that can change. That can change this week. You know how the league is. It's what have you done for me lately? So if Mitch comes out and win this game on the road against this is second seed, right? So hey, you can change a lot of minds and make a lot more money, Mitch. So it's your opportunity, man. But this is why the Bears are being quote unquote disrespected. I'm taking the Saints to win the game, but I'm with you. I think the Bears cover the spread. It's a 9.5 point spread, pretty big in the playoffs. Mitch is playing better down the stretch. So yeah, I'm taking the Saints to win, but the Bears to cover. But once again, I think that's going to be a good game as well, man.
Yeah.
I really like all these games. I mean, it's the playoffs, so we expect good games. I'm excited, man. We made it. We're here. This last game, we're going to talk about Browns at the Steelers.
Another good game.
Another good game. Should be physical. They just played in week 17, but obviously the Steelers rested a bunch of their starters. Browns still barely won. Browns get Denzel Ward back, who I think he missed 4 or 5 games this year, but he was having
a good year.
Oh yeah, he was having a very, very good year. I still think he's like top 2 or 3 in pass defense, even though he missed all that time. So they get Denzel Ward back. Obviously got Myles Garrett.
They're going through a lot right now, though.
Yep,
going through a lot. COVID situation hit him at the wrong time. Head coach is out. You got a guy that's, about to call plays for the first time. He's running that team. And he can't see his guys in the building. I know you kind of talked about it earlier today as far as I think they opened the doors today.
Nah, they were supposed to. I didn't see an update, but they were supposed to open the doors for the first time.
So everything is Zoom. Obviously, I think everybody's maneuvered the best they could as far as with this COVID situation, but not being able to practice. I know I see a lot of people talking about it's not a big thing, but you want to have some type of continuity going into this first playoff game, your first playoff game in 18 years. You want to have your guys in that building. You want to feel you want to feel each other, see how guys are, look in their eyes, see are they ready, just make sure everybody's prepared. But
you want to try to make it as much, as normal as possible, as business as usual as possible. Exactly. It's going to be a bigger game, lights a little brighter. Obviously, this is if they lose, and this, going into these type of games, like these are the games where the coaches speak on it, maybe even before or after, and say, "Hey, man, this is the last time this team is going to be together." 2020 Browns, like this team will never be the same. People going to move on, coaches, players. People in the front office. So this is the last time they're going to be together. So you want to go into all these games with your best foot forward. Obviously, it's 2020, so nobody's been dealt necessarily a fair hand. But so they're gonna have to, they're gonna have to battle through, man.
As we always say.
Hey, there you go ahead, bro.
There you go. As we always say, no excuses, no explanations, man. They got to get it done. Next man up, man. I got Pittsburgh winning though.
Yeah, I got Pittsburgh winning as well, man. Me or you didn't like they are favored by 6 at home. Me or you didn't like the decision for them to rest the whole game, week 17. We'll see if it pays off. They played well, a good they're probably best half of offensive football, at least against the Colts in week 16, I believe, and then rest of the starters in 17. So we'll see how that turns out. Juju gave him a little bulletin board material. With his did you see his comments in the interview?
I did.
Yeah, man. So he gave him a little more motivation. Which is, it's gonna be fun to see that. I'm sure people be talking about it, see how that plays out. But yeah, man, division rivalry again, Steelers favored by 6. You think I know you're not with the spread stuff, but you think the Steelers, you said the Steelers win. You like them winning by a touchdown?
I see it.
You see them winning by a touchdown?
Yeah, I see it.
So you think their offense gets back on track?
I just think the defense is gonna play well.
Think defense, okay. So defense will play well.
Defense play well.
Yeah, okay. Damn, do I see him?
Big Ben in the offs.
Yeah, I was on matter of fact, Joy popped in. I don't know if she's still in, but she popped in earlier. Shout out to Joy, man. I was on Joy's podcast a couple of days ago, and she's grew up root for Pittsburgh. She said she's nervous about this game. I said if I'm a Steelers fan, I'm not that nervous. I trust Big Ben a hell of a lot more than I trust Baker Mayfield on this stage, especially Ben got a week of rest, week of practice. Baker Mayfield hasn't thrown the football since that last game. So obviously they start and end, I think, with that running game for that Browns offense. But the experience of Mike Tomlin,
yeah,
you know what I mean, playoff experience. Obviously, first year, your coach of the year, Kevin Stefanski, in the playoffs. So Steelers got the edge there. Yeah, I'll take the Steelers by a touchdown. I'm with you.
Yeah. I think the only
that off.
The way I would feel nervous if I was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan is that I am playing a divisional opponent that knows us well, and just that the history that they have. The Browns, regardless who's shooting up, they're gonna come out and play hard. You know what I'm saying? So obviously with that, and I would be a little nervous, but with, like you said, with the leadership of Mike Tomlin, you got Big Ben at quarterback. And I think defense, shit, I got the Steelers.
Yeah, man. So we agreed. I took the Bills. I gave them the edge. You took the Colts. We think we both took the Seahawks, right?
Yeah, we both took Seahawks.
We both took the Bucks. We both took the Ravens. We both took the Saints. We both took the Steelers. And I got the Bills. I got the Colts covering against the spread. Seahawks covering. They're a favorite. I got the Washington football team covering against the spread. The Ravens covering their favorite by 3 points. The Bears covering the 9.5, and then the Steelers covering the 6-point spread. So, yeah, man, those are the picks. I won't even have to drop that pod tonight, man. Those are your picks against the spread right there. It's only 6-7 for this weekend.
There you have it, man. Like Pepe said, be a friend. Tell a friend about the Man to Man pod. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I seen some stuff in the comments, man. I know we keep saying this shit, but we got some merch coming for you guys, man.
Got to get it right, man. We got to get it right.
Got to get it right, man. These designers, man, and they be in their own world, artists, man. They be in their own world sometimes. So, but he's gonna get it right for us. That will definitely be out soon. The Man to Man pod, the merch, even the AB41 merch, man. I got some shit coming for y'all too. The AB41, the Bet on Yourself merch. So we got some good stuff coming for y'all in 2021, man.
That's a fact. We were supposed to go 40 minutes. We ended up going an hour anyway. We always rock with y'all, man.
Good conversation, good dialogue.
As always. Let me see. I know I saw a question for you earlier. Hey, how you that pick you had against McNair, man? God rest his soul.
Yeah,
I ain't know you knocked Cato out. He
man,
was yo,
sleep. Yeah, he was
he
sleep.
was asleep, bro. That's crazy.
Hey,
What was that plane ride like after, man? I saw a couple people comment on that. What was
uh,
that like, man?
shit, I didn't go home. I obviously going to school in going to school in DC, and that was one good thing about Coach Dungy. When it was CU Wednesdays, he trusted his players enough. We were asked like, "Oh, can we stay?" So, and obviously we did that. We did a couple of people did that throughout the year. So with me being close to home, went to school at Howard in DC. We in Baltimore. Myself, Cato, we ended up staying, and we drove to DC. And we enjoyed our night in DC.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good time.
Oh man, that shit was funny. DB, who do you think has the best secondary in the playoffs? I'm a homer, but I love the Green Bay DBs. Green Bay definitely got some DBs. Savage, Amos, Alexander, definitely squad. You know what? All these teams got pretty solid DB units. I like the Seahawks when they're healthy, Bucks when they're playing well, the Ravens, obviously the Saints, Steelers, but I'll probably go with the Rams. Probably the Rams, yeah, from top to bottom. I'll probably go with the Rams as far as the best DB group, top to bottom, in my opinion. What you think, AB?
I like the Rams. I think Pittsburgh secondary is good too. You got Minka,
Yep.
got the vet Joe Hayden,
Joe Hayden, Stevie Nelson.
Stevie. Yeah, so I like what they doing over there too in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, man. Yep, man. But shoot, man.
There you have it, man. Good Friday, man. Hope y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy these games.
Enjoy these games. I know I will, man.
Yeah, for sure,
You sipping on something this weekend, man?
What's my name, bro? I'm gonna sip on a little something. I don't know what I'm gonna sip on yet, though. Maybe a little bit of tequila.
Yeah, man. If you had to pick one game, man, one game this weekend, which game are you most excited to watch?
The Colts and the Bills.
Colts Bills?
Yeah, Colts Bills. And then if it would be number 2, it would be
Which I agree with you on that one. Colts Bills.
Titans Ravens if I had to go number 2.
Titans Ravens. I'm excited about the Steelers Browns game. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see the Browns on the big stage. I want to see the Steelers if they crank it up and turn back on who they were at the beginning of the season. So I'm excited. It's going to be a physical game, AFC North football. So that'll be my second one. I'm excited about this Bills Colts opening up, setting the tones for the 2021 playoffs, man. Excited about it, man. Hey, appreciate y'all. We'll be back Monday, Overreaction Monday. And like I said at the end of this will be a long episode, but check out that Terry Mack interview. Definitely don't want to miss it, man. Great guy, player on and off the field, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, salute. Y'all have a good weekend.
Yes, sir. As we say, who's that? I clicked
hold on. Smoke weed.
Smoke weed every day, huh?
Hey.
Okay, Frank, I hear you.
Hey, Vanessa, stadium won't open in 06. Not yet. It was H2O. That's where we went. But stadium, it was some good times in the stadium too.
I remember the stadium.
Hey.
Stadium.
Yeah, there you go. We're gonna leave out on that one. That's just on a good note.
Yeah. We a great note. Salute y'all, man. We out. Yo, we back for another episode of Man to Man Pod. Yours truly, Darius Butler. Got my co-host Antoine Bethea.
Yo.
We got a very, very special guest with us today, man. Had obviously a breakout year. Came onto the scene last year, followed up this year with another good year. Fought back through some injuries at the end of the season. Had a big win to close the season out, secure a playoff berth. First one. Terry McLaurin, man. Happy to have you, man.
What's up, guys? Appreciate y'all for having me, man. This is dope. Been watching y'all from afar to be on this. It's dope.
Yeah, we'll talk about it all off air, man. Indy from Indy, man. How did you get to O State from Indy? What was that process like, man?
Well, so I went to Cathedral, which is like probably one of the top 2 or 3 schools in the state. And one of actually the defensive coordinator now, Coach Combs, came to Cathedral one day, came up, visited, and then he invited me to come to camp. And so fast forward, I went to camp, worked out in front of Coach Meyer, in front of the coaches, and he told me, like, look, you got, I love your speed, I love everything you do, but you just don't catch the ball well enough. So there's a big story out there always that I went home, and this is a real story though. I went home and caught probably 200 balls a day from my family, quarterbacks, things like that, just so I could get the scholarship from Ohio State. So I went back to Coach Meyer offered me on the spot just from seeing me how much I improved in 2 weeks. I redshirted my first year, but after that, it just got rolling for me. But at that moment, I knew, like, once I got that scholarship, that when he challenged me, I had 2 options. I could either be like, man, I had other offers too. I had other pretty good offers. I could, the dude don't know what he's talking about. Like, I mean, he don't know what he's talking about. I could go. Just kind of finishing it up. So that kind of drove me to want to go to Ohio State. You know what I mean? Especially with Coach Meyer's background of the players that he coached and had the opportunity to get a good education and play in the NFL. It kind of made it a no-brainer after that.
So you talk about you had other offers, you know what I mean? Obviously, Ohio State was on your radar. What other offers from other schools did you have?
Well, I had Missouri, which at the time they were actually hot at the time when I was coming out in 2014. But they had just within the last 3 or 4 years had joined the SEC, but they had that that air raid type offense. So I was like, man, possibly go play in the SEC and playing a passing offense. But at the time they had Dorial Green Beckham. So he was obviously top recruit coming out at the time, and I was a receiver at the same time. So, but I had that one. I had Indiana. It was okay. Purdue showed a lot of love. And I liked the people at Purdue. It wasn't the people at all. It was just I didn't necessarily see myself, all those goals I set out for myself, achieving there. There's nothing really wrong with the people or the school itself. You know what I mean? But those are really the main ones. And then kind of after Ohio State, you know how that goes. Ohio State offered, and the other schools want to start offering.
Right?
Yeah, but like at that point, like I actually started at the MAC level. Really, like I probably, me and my mom probably, and my dad probably toured like 4 or 5 MAC schools. Like drove up there. That's back in the day. You drive up there and go for the junior days and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I started doing that for a little bit. But after that process, once I saw Ohio State, I knew I was done. Like I didn't entertain nothing else because that stuff was tiring to me, man. Like Ohio State had checked off everything that I was looking for. So I wasn't gonna keep either entertaining that, and that stuff was just draining. All the traveling, there's only so many weight rooms you could see. That's just how the type of person I was. Like, some people like that, but me personally, I was locked in after I committed.
No, that's what's up.
So that transition, once you get there, you redshirted. I redshirted as well. AB, did you redshirt? You played as a true freshman.
No, I played.
Okay.
A lot of special teams at the beginning of the year, but I started playing safety towards I got probably like 8th game into the year, 7th game into the year.
Okay. Because I went to school expecting to play as a freshman. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go there and play early. Didn't happen. Happened for my best friend actually, Tyvon Branch. He played as a true freshman. But how was that for you? That red shirt year. I know once I kind of got into the thick of it, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take full advantage of this, and make it, do what it's supposed to be, get bigger, get faster, get stronger, learn how to be a college athlete. Right. How was that red shirt year for you? And then how did it prepare you going into having the success that you had?
Yeah, the red shirt year was it was like my humble pie, I feel like. And I've always been a humble kid. You know what I mean? Just respecting, how you get there, faith, hard work, 2 parents who instilled that in me. But that red shirt year, I was coming from Indianapolis, which is not known for football. But I had Mr. Football. I was one of the top recruits really in the Midwest. And coming to Ohio State, everybody's like that.
Right.
Yeah.
They say that, but you can't appreciate it until you're on the field with Marshawn Lattimore, Eli Apple, Denzel, Bosa. You can't appreciate those at the time. And then you get there, it's like, you think you work hard? Nah, not until you get to the college weight room, and they start getting you right, and you doing them runs. And you got to start managing your time with school. So, but I took that redshirt year twofold to get ahead in my classes. I think I took, because I graduated in 3.5 years, I took 18 credits my freshman year. After coming out of summer school. So I took that as an opportunity to get a jump start on my school. And then also, I was running the scout team. A scout team, it run a post, but you can run it any kind of way, as long as you trying to get over it.
Get right.
I'm going against the number one defense with all them top corners that I just mentioned. So I took that as an opportunity to try to mimic the best receiver on the scout team I was trying to represent, but at the same time, help get myself better, start working on releases, start thinking ahead to when my time comes. You know what I mean? So, but that redshirt year really humbled me. But I didn't necessarily take it. Some guys take it personal. You know what I mean? Just because you're not good enough yet. It's kind of it's like a little step up from when I had to go back and grind to get the offer. So I already had a taste of what that felt like and what it felt like to actually achieve it. So it was a blessing in disguise, really, because I remember coming in as a freshman. I wanted to come in early. I wanted to do all that stuff. I'm glad I enjoyed senior year of high school just to be, because you get in college, it's a business too. You know what I mean?
For sure. That's when it starts. As far as the business with that NCAA, man, that's they bringing in a lot of money annually, man. And I just kind of back on something that you just mentioned as far as, redshirt year, you on scout team, you just mentioned them, Eli Ward. Just kind of talk a little bit more as far as like going up against day in and day out, like what did you see out of yourself? Like, okay, well, I need to improve on this. I need to improve on this. Well, next year when it is my turn, and it's the top corners, in the country, this is what I'm gonna be looking up against. You know what I mean? Playing up against. Like how did that affect you? How did that, prepare you for that follow?
Well, really, that's a real good question, because Ohio State, and especially at that position with the receivers and the corners, we haven't necessarily had all the first round talent, but they had a lot of first round guys over there. And you had to take it to a personal. You got to take it personally. You're going against those dudes, to get better, but you want to win. You know what I mean? And we'll watch the film over and over again. Like, dang, I can't do that again. Dang, I did that right. I got to do something with it. But the scheme at the time, we played press quarters from Chris Ash. So it was bump and run all day at practice, 1-on-1s to 7-on-7 to team, all that. So you was gonna get exposed. You know what I mean? So it really came down to were you invested enough to see some of the things you did well, but able to be able to take coaching, come back and coach yourself, and win the next day, because you didn't want to be that dude. Our coaches, how Coach Meyer mandated, you didn't want to be that dude with a losing record. We put a record on all the 1-on-1s, and we ranked the corners. We ranked the corners, and in our opinion, who's the best. And so one want to get more points than the other. And you want to, you don't want to be 5-11. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I feel like that's what really introduced me more to that competitiveness and that hunger that you need to be the top dog, that alpha dog, to survive. And in the league, that's what it's like, man. Especially if you want to be a number one receiver, a guy that's dependent on to make that play, you got to have that mentality. And I feel like Ohio State and those matchups really prepared me for that stuff.
Yeah.
We had so obviously you had a standout rookie year and played well early out the gate. And we had Plaxico Burrs, who came on a few episodes ago, and he was talking about just how hard that transition was for him and how he had to learn how to beat man coverage and create separation down after down after down. And obviously you can see that preparation you had on the college level helped you on the pro level. What else was it that helped you, I guess, succeed so early on the NFL level? Because going from the Big Ten, you're gonna see some good corners, good competition, but it's not NFL guys every down every week. Right. Like how does that transition? How would you so good so early?
Well, I appreciate that, first of all, but I think Ohio State prepared me, but even the top schools can't prepare you for the NFL.
Yeah.
Now it's like high school to college. Now from college, now those were all Americans. Those are all top dudes on their teams, and in the
Mm-hmm.
country. So, you got to be able to excel at what you do well. You got to be open to coaching. You got to be humble enough to know you don't know it all, and just and grind, man. Like you gotta treat it like a job. You gotta want it that bad. Like you can't enjoy all the perks that come with football and not love the football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's
Yeah,
just how personally I feel.
that's
And it
real.
was the mentality I was coming in with, because if people kind of forget, I wasn't really seen as a receiver coming into the league. I was seen as a really good special teams dude. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I was seen as a special teams ace, top of the draft boards and special teams. But people saw me as a guy who could possibly develop into a receiver.
Yeah.
And I was humble enough to accept that was, if that was my foot in the door in the league, I was gonna kick the door down, and that was gonna be my opportunity in. But I always knew I had the capabilities of being a pretty good receiver. At Ohio State, I played my role great, and at Ohio State, there's only one ball that could go around. I
Yeah.
loved it there. But once I got my opportunity from the Senior Bowl and other opportunities to showcase myself as a receiver, I was going to do that. So, coming in camp, I came in humble enough to be like, look, I'm going to be on all these special teams. And as soon as I get my opportunities, whether it's with the 2s, 3s, and when I finally started getting those 1 reps, I was going to make them count. And then it kind of just snowballed from there. You know what I mean? But the biggest thing
Mm-hmm.
that really helped me was when I came in with OTAs and I came in with the mini camps, because I got to
Yeah.
make my mistakes early. I
Yeah,
got to learn early. I had some vets. I had Josh Norman. I had DRC. You know what I mean? I had some
Mm-hmm.
some vet dudes who've been around, who've seen it all. So I was really picking their brain, like, dang, this stuff I thought was working in college and thought was working in those Senior Bowls and stuff, it's not working on these dudes. And I was
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't getting locked up, but it was kind of close. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, some dudes, take it personal, but I was going up and asking them, I'm like, yo, what do you see? And I was taking that
Yeah.
coaching and I was applying it to the next practices. And then come camp, I wanted, the first thing was on my mind was learn that playbook, because one of my strengths of my game is I'm fast. Well, I can't be
Mm-hmm.
fast and showcase that if I don't know what I'm
if you are
doing.
there, if you are there thinking, yeah.
Exactly. So once I got that down, I came into camp and I got my opportunity. I just wanted to run with it, and the more plays I got, the more opportunities I got, and I was blessed to stay relatively healthy throughout that season to try to make some plays for that offense.
Now that's dope, man. I would say, man, I commend you on the mindset. You know what I'm saying? Not
Early too.
early. You know what I mean? So for a lot of guys, it takes them a couple years to even have that mindset. So for you to be able to go to the old heads and ask them questions as far as, what do you see? What can I do different, man? I commend you. Because even, later in my career, I used to tell the young guys, look, like whatever position you in, you got that dog in your room. You got that leader, that veteran in your room. You gotta be able to, like you say, humble yourself and ask questions. You know what I
Right.
mean? So again, man, I commend you for that. And then I was gonna piggyback on as far as watch a film on you. You know what I mean? So we played twice last year. The
Yeah.
first time you didn't play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But watch a film, and even in the meeting, it's kind of one of the first times in my career where coaches really circle a rookie receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, obviously, you'll have receivers come in and be like, look, he's fast. You know what I
Right.
mean? So he
Mm-hmm.
can take it. But we circled you and like, look,
Yeah.
young boy can go. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that.
And the second time we played in Washington, man, you did your thing. And again, from there, man, I gotta want to go to the stance of your second year and you a captain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And then you have one of your former college teammates as well,
Right.
Chase Young, is a captain as well. Two young boys, first year and second year,
Right.
captain of a squad that's been going through a lot of,
Crazy.
you know what I'm saying, on the field and off the field. That make you feel being chosen as a captain.
Yeah. It's, first of all, it's humbling, and I didn't really see it coming, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to the second year, I've always been a leader by example, and I stood on that. But like, I got the experience being a 2-time captain in Ohio State, and that kind of prepared me to feel what it's like to lead a bunch of young men. And that was a humbling experience. But I also learned I had to start speaking up a little bit more and being more of a vocal leader. And I always saw being a vocal leader previously to somebody who's just like, you just a dictator. You know what I mean? Like, you just tell people what to do. But kind of how I saw it in my mind, once I kind of grew and had some honest conversations with, our strength coach, who really got into me on that. It was, it's being a vocal leader is like, the standard and what's expected, and whoever's not lining up to that, then that needs to be addressed. And so when I kind of started to differentiate that and coming into the league, I put all that to rest. Like, just because I was an Ohio State captain, had all these successes, it wasn't going like, I'm going to take that and try to translate it. No, I came in and learned from, I had some great vets my first year, AP, Vern, Case Keenum came in, Colt McCoy. I've got a lot of dudes where you could just cherry pick some nuggets from them. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a sponge coming in, not act like I knew it all. You know what I mean? I just wanted to be on time, do as expected of me, play hard as hell, and people will respect that. And then, coming into my second year, I started having vets coming up to me and be like, man, you should try out to, possibly be a alternate for the rep for our NFLPA, or you should start being in leadership positions. It was kind of puzzling me a little bit. I'm like, man, I'm just a young dude still. You know what I mean? Just because I had a good rookie year didn't feel like I was going to come in and dominate my second year. So coming with a humble approach, and guys respected that. And, now it's accepting that and trying to grow into that role too. So putting that C on my chest, it never changed who I was. I was always that person, but it means something to have that C on your chest at the same time in this league, because none of that is given.
Yeah. Means a lot, man. I mean, a hell of a lot. We're gonna let you get out of here, man. I know you got a busy day, busy week getting ready for these playoffs, man. The best success, Godspeed, man. Stay healthy, ball out. It's gonna crank up another notch.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And we expect you to crank it up another notch as well, man. Looking forward to it. You and that team, man. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate y'all for having me, man. Hopefully I could come on here again and talk anything that y'all be trying to talk about. So I appreciate y'all and this platform.
Sure.
I'm gonna go in here this weekend and compete and see what happens. So
that's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it, man. All right, man. Yeah.
Dope interview, man. You can see
Young Terry Mack, man.
You can see why everybody speaks so highly of him, man. As we kind of mentioned, man, for him to end with that mindset as a rook, a captain, year 2. We kind of about it on our previous episode as far as leadership, and as far as quarterbacks being that leader. Rarely have I seen a wide receiver second year be voted a captain of the team, man. And like you said, wearing that shield and that chest means a lot, man, when your peers and your coaches vote for you, man. So looking forward to see where his career, goes, man.
Facts. Like, excited about it, man. Excited to see him perform this weekend too on the big stage, man. It's gonna be a good one, man. It's gonna be a good one. We actually got the same agent, Buddy Baker. And so I met Terry this past Super Bowl. Was this the last Super Bowl in Miami? Yeah, so back in February. So I was around.
Was it?
I think so. Yeah, Miami. So and just been around him, hanging around him, talking to him, rapping with him, you just tell he was, kind of ahead of his time as far as years go. I know going from rookie year to second year and his mindset compared to what mine was completely different. But definitely excited to see the rest of his career unfold, and appreciate him coming on the Man to Man pod. Definitely want to have him again, down the line.
No, for sure.